So we kind of went with the garden to table concept. And of course, I would be lying if I said that we supply all our produce from here, right? I would be insulting your intelligence. But what I can say is that pretty much like 99% of what we plant here goes and ends up in a plate, in a dish. Now, sometimes we plan ahead and kind of think of what we want to serve on the next season. So that's what we plant. But sometimes, things will go the way we want, and we say, oh gosh, we skipped the time, and now we have to plan something quick, and then we'll figure it out what we do with it. Now, three people are the most are into the gardening, which is Jose Luis, he's the executive sous chef, and then myself, and I'm calling myself because the person that does most of the gardening is his name is Francisco Gallegos, and he's a prep cook. But he loves, to be out here. He comes out here and goes in the kitchen and says come on, I need some this and some that, and here we are trying to get plants for him and seeds and all that kind of stuff. But he never wants to take credit. So that's why every time I bring somebody, I make sure that I give him the credit that he deserves. All right, so bay leaf tree, but we kind of cut it down because it was kind of overgrown, shading everything. But now, since they are getting a little sun, even though it's winter, they are starting to pick up. So I think that in this spring, they're gonna be really, really coming back. Over here we have some of the pineapple sage. Usually the pineapple really comes, the first note is as soon as you get it, and that's a pineapple. Mm-hmm. Once you start trying to find more pineapple or more of the scent, it just the sage part really comes out. And so this one is going in the gnocchis, in one of the dishes. And so it is kind of short because it was way too big and we had to trim it down. And now we have some new plants over here. We have some lemon thyme, English thyme, and this is a culinary lavender, all this. Utilize them in the spa. I frankly don't know what to do with them. I mean, what they do with it, they probably just grab a whole bunch of it and go hey, and kind of clean up the bad spirits or something. I don't know what they do. No, I think they put it in the water and I don't know, maybe rubs or something like that. In the bar, they do chef mojitos. So they grab some of these lemon verbena and then strawberries, muddle them, some rum, and usually 2 or 3 of those, and all the problems kind of disappear. Oh. I don't know why, but yeah. And in the kitchen, this is the part that I like to talk about during the winter, because in the kitchen we make lemon verbena creme brulee, right? Now I like to talk about that because right now, since we try to be seasonal, we are serving pumpkin creme brulee. So a lot of times people get worked out and imagine all the flavors and all the beautiness in the creme brulee, and then I say, yeah, we don't have it in a minute. So, but if you come around August and before or September, this plant is huge. It's a perennial. It's a kale, roasted butternut squash, some pomegranate seeds, mandarins, bacon lardons, and a creamy red wine vinaigrette. And we always plant these ones because kale is one of a plant that really continues to give. These plants, as long as you keep on clipping on the bottom leaves, you just go around and just clip the bottom leaves. And as long as you leave this part right here, which is the crown, I could take all these leaves right now, and the plant will continue to grow. Usually here, they will grow up to here, and then they'll be producing for 2 or 3 months, and they'll be right here. Once they're this high, crop rotation. So every year we plant kale, but we always plant it in a different place. That kind of slows down the infestations. and also keeps the soil balance, all the nutrients balance. All right, so then over here we have some lettuces. We have some mosaic, romaine, regular romaine, red romaine, and green leaf, and some frisee on that side. So this one's what we do. We come out here and we just kind of clip them with scissors, take them all in, and we leave the stumps, the roots in, so it grows back. And usually we can get like get them to grow back like 3 or 4 times. And then one day they just bolt and they say no more, I quit. It's enough to be like using them, and we just leave them here and let them bloom. You know? So how do you know a leek from an onion? It's very simple. So as you can see here, the onion has kind of like a tubular, let's say the greens, like a green onion, and then the leeks, they have it's a flat, it's a leaf. It's almost like the garlic leaf. They're almost the same kind of flat and just kind of like in a little angle. The little radishes.
Oh, radish.
Right? Radish. So some radishes there. Strawberries. So strawberries, if you find one, they're not gonna be very sweet. But if you find one that you like and you want to take it. The strawberries usually last. They last about 3 to 4 years in this inner weather. Next year, I can almost vision that we're gonna have all these runners just hanging off the planter with a whole bunch of strawberries hanging with aphids. And because we are organic, we try to keep it as organic as possible. So then I could use. So that's why I went to ask my cousin to see for a remedy of something that I could do. And that's when I discovered that companion planting, that aphids like a lot, like stinky vegetables, let's say, like Brussels sprouts, like cabbage, like broccoli, like cauliflower, but they love onions. So what did we do next year? Instead of planting just Brussels sprouts, we planted Brussels sprouts, onions, Brussels sprouts, onions. So when the aphids came to dinner, they sat on the table and looked at the menu, and they said, "What should I have? Should I have Brussels sprouts? Or should I have the onions?" So they went for the onions, and we got Brussels sprouts. We got Brussels sprouts, and they got their onions. So it was 2 happy people, and that's why we see Brussels sprouts and onions at the same time. Now on this one, so the half of the row, that's garlic. And as you can, I don't know if you can distinguish it, but the leaf is flat, just like the leaves. And then over here we have, what is that? Fennel. Fennel. Everybody knows what fennel is, right? Good. All right, so I don't have to kill a plant. And then we have some turnips right there. And then on the next one, those are parsnips. And this one, we usually just saute them. Sometimes we'll make a cream chard. And right now we are kind of like in the process of switching the menu, and we're gonna be using the stalks. We're gonna pickle them.